Alright, here we go.
I am the storm.
Oh, it respawns right away. What the? Wait, I'm confused. I can't kill it, but I can kill the Nexus. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
ARTHEO ends the game. Keep fucking stalling their backs. Stall the backs. Stop the ports! Stop the ports! Stop the ports! Stop the ports! ARTHEO!
Alright, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know it's been a while. I'm here to talk about PvE. So, Season 15 is going to be Noxus theme. So, it's going to be an entirely different kind of rift, Summoner's Rift. And I'm excited for it. I think it's a pretty cool idea to do that. And the one thing that I heard about was the Noxus Towers respawn. So what that means is I'm going to be able to hit, probably multiple bear specials in a game. But most of the time, I should be able to end the game. I haven't tested it yet, but I should be able to end the game quickly. Take out the towers, take out the Nexus. But I'm very curious what that's going to look like, because I don't mind. I don't mind destroying, the Nexus Towers over and over and over. I don't mind hitting that bear special. So anyway, so let's talk about the new Season 15, or what I'm looking at building, what runes I'm going, and most importantly, seems like the boots are different. I don't know about the upgrade, because I click on this and I see this old upgrade, but it says it's removed. So I guess this is the new upgrade. But anyway, I love going Swifties, and I love going what we call boots. These are my favorite boots to run on Volibear. So the upgrade for this one is going to be 5% total movement speed. So that's quite nice. And then over here we get basically the upgrade. And then the 10% total movement speed when out of combat. I don't know if that's the same. And let me okay, so we just get an extra 10%. So in my opinion, these are the best boots to run for my playstyle. The other boots are probably just as good. So yeah. So anyway, move on to the build. This is what I'm looking to build for Season 15. This is my build. I have many Shrine Breaker builds. I have the Stormbreaker, I have the Rift Breaker, I have the Colossal Breaker, I have the the Thimble Breaker, I have the Cocaine Bear, I have Dancing Bear. What else? I have Stunner Bear, which used to be called Suplex Bear back in the day. But those will all get updated. But this one right here is going to be called the ARTHEO Special. This is the one that I like to build. So yeah, these are the two builds here. So we got Iceborne, Riftmaker, the classic. So Iceborne is, back then known for the Stormbreaker. Now Storm Surge has taken over that. I still use Iceborne for that, but it's technically the original Stormbreaker, and then Riftmaker is the original, Riftmaker, Riftbreaker build. So this is like a hybrid. So back then there used to be mythics. Now we can play both. We can play Iceborne with Riftmaker. This is my favorite combo. So Iceborne, Riftmaker, Hullbreaker, that's like the best combination you can put on the bear right there. Nobody's going to kite you, and you're going to be able to duel anybody and beat any tank. And there's just going to be a split push and also a team fight kind of monster once you get Spirit. You're a god with these items right here alone. And then I usually go Nashers, but I'll explain why I'm going to be going Titanic. And Titanic, sometimes I go Titanic with this setup anyway. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But as you can see, there's 2 items here, actually 3, that scale with Volibear's ult, or health in general. And Volibear's ult, he gains HP. So these 3 items, Riftmaker, Hullbreaker, Titanic, all scale with Volibear's ult. So when he ults during that time, he's going to deal more damage. So that's why I like these items. I've always I used to play with Titanic all the time. And then since they changed Hullbreaker's passive to uh, more attack speed dependent to the skipper passive there, so that's that. But at the same time, you don't need a whole lot of attack speed. You can get enough from Riftmaker, and Riftmaker scales off health. So the more health you have, the more AP you're gonna get. So it's quite nice. So you get a bigger damage coming down. And the nice thing about Titanic is that you don't really need a whole lot. Just demolish. Um, 1Q with the active. Uh, yo, pair. Howdy. Anyway, the second build is more of a tank build. It's more of a kind of like a team fight kind of build. Like if you're in a situation where you can't quite end the game and you have to team fight to win, on any despair, you can't go wrong with that. And this is what I want to talk about a little bit more. They changed this, by the way. It has armor and MR. I'm a little confused because when I scroll over this, it says this item was removed. It is not available in game, so I'm quite confused. So I don't know why it says that, but when I read the stats here, it says 25 armor, 25 magic resist, 10 ability haste. I don't know if that's kind of a nerf or not, but it's quite nice to have. And if you build it with Iceborne and Spirit, that kind of makes up for it. So not only you have more armor, you have magic resist with Iceborne and Spirit. So it's quite nice. And and these 2 items are really good with Unending Despair because first of all, Unending works better when you're surrounded by more enemies. So in order to do that, you need to be able to prevent them from kiting you. So slowing your targets is going to help you heal more and also get that rebite off your W. And it's a powerful rebite. Iceborne does more damage than it used to now. Um, so that is it's sort of like a hybrid build you got going on here. Same thing for up here. It's even more powerful with Titanic. But getting that rebite off is very important, and then healing off this. So Spirit is very important here. In this build here, Spirit is also important because Riftmaker has the vamp. So yeah, so that's the changes to Unending Despair. It seems to be the same. So we'll test that out. So that's what I'm looking at building for, the ARTHEO special build. The other breaker builds we'll talk about later. There's not really a whole lot of changes that's been going on other than, the boots. As far as I know, I can click on this. Nothing else is popping up, so it seems like it's just. So I don't know if Riot's going to change because it says this item was removed and not available in game. So I don't know if they plan on changing this later on. So I don't know if Unending Despair is going to have magic resist and armor or not. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with this yet. So we still got time. Let's talk about runes. There's a new rune out, and it's called, I don't know how the fuck to pronounce that. So if you can tell me how to pronounce that, I don't know. Some A word. Uh, Arcanus. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm just gonna call it that. But anyway, so it looks like a figure down in the center here. I don't know exactly what's in the background. But anyway, so basically your ultimate is more powerful. And you know I'm all about that with the ult. So like Riftmaker, Titanic, Hullbreaker all scale with the health and the ult. So when Volibear ults with this rune, it's gonna deal more damage. Um, I played around with this a little earlier in game. Does not tell you here, but apparently it also increases your healing and your shield, which is kind of nice. I don't know how it works on Volibear. I don't know if during the time of his ult, his E shield is increased and his W rebite is increased. That's a theory that I think that's what it means. Because his Volibear's ult is still going for what, 10, 12 seconds. So I think it works during that time. But anyway, so you got that part. And then it reduces the cooldown by 7%. So every time you get a takedown on a target. So I don't know if this counts with allies. A lot of times, a lot of runes count with allies. So, for example, like Triumph. If you ally and you both take down a target, even though you didn't kill that target, it still counts. You still get health back. So I think it might still apply in this situation. So if you're taking down a target with an ally and your ally kills the target, I think you still get it. I don't know. We have to put that to the test. If that's the case, then that's a pretty damn good rune. Um, so imagine that with like a support, like Raka or Janna or somebody that can really help you take a bunch of champions down during the time you ult. You're going to heal more, you're going to get shield more, and you're also going to deal a lot of damage. So that's why I'm thinking about that. But most importantly, every time you get that ult when you dive in those towers. And that's another thing I have to test to see if I do more damage to the towers with this rune. Um, Scoring a takedown on an enemy champion reduced. That's the only thing that is. If you score a takedown on a champion, your ult cooldown is reduced. But the damage part of it, that's a different ball game. So if I ult the Nexus or the tower in general, I think the damage will still apply. I'm thinking, but I could be wrong about that. All these things that we have to test out to make sure and confirm. But and then I'm going Gathering Storm. Now a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, why don't you go with Transcendence? With this. True. It does make sense with the whole like reducing the ultimate by 7%, whatever. Yeah, you can switch this over to cooldown too. Or you can go, on, cooldown steroids or whatever and go cosmic and go hexplate and go maligma and all that shit. Yeah, you could. But you don't really need it. You don't really need it. Because I'll tell you why. The Shrine Breaker playstyle is all about being patient. Okay, you can't always just go on the map and have your ult. Okay, you're not gonna be ready to use it anyway. The best time to split is when everybody's busy at the objectives. So like Dragon, Baron, things like that. That's when the Volibear can put a lot of pressure. So during that wait time, you're waiting for your ult anyway. Your ult's gonna be back up by the time Dragon spawns. So it's not really that important. But I'll say the 7% does make a difference. It does bring it back sooner, and you're ready to go. And it's quite nice. And the most important thing that I like about this a little more is just the damage, the extra bonus damage when you drop that all. So that's why I like it. So we always want attack speed because the hull breaker and all that. Gathering Storm, it's in my opinion one of the best runes you can run on this playstyle, the Shrine Breaker playstyle, because it's all about scaling to the late, scaling to the Nexus Towers. That's what it's for. You want to take all that damage there. So that's why we like that. Teleport changed, by the way. Teleport has a new icon. You can see right here. New icon, and I click on it, and I don't know if it tells you. Yeah, it tells you right here. So it now allows you to teleport to. It says travel to a targeted. Okay, structure, minion, ward. You can do that. You don't have to wait 10 minutes. You can teleport anytime, but it takes 3 seconds. So at 10-minute mark, it's the travel speed is faster. I don't know how fast, but we'll test that out. But most of the time, in some situation, or most situations, I will be going ignite and goes. But I will have to see. I'll have to see because I like the idea of being able to teleport to a canyon minion early, before 10 minutes. So I like this a lot. So we'll try that out. Make sure we got our runes here. All right, we're all set to go. All right, so let's take a look at Volibear's ult. See the damage? 1,059? Okay. So if I ult,
I am the storm.
1,072. Okay. So that's from Riftmaker.
Ice hides the fury
That brings it up. Now Titanic, the way Titanic works now, back in the day it used to put the damage on the ult, but now the ult puts the damage on Titanic. Alright? So I'm gonna show you again. Alright, so look at Titanic. See the damage? 48, 143, whatever. Then down below we got the active 190. And then the 428. So try to remember those numbers. I'm just gonna look at the top one. 48, 143. So now we're gonna ult. See that? So we gain damage during that time. And then it's all done, and now it's less damage. Okay? So when you play like the Colossal Breaker playstyle, when you go Heartsteel, and you keep getting more health and all that stuff. Now you gotta remember, I'm just showing you this without overgrowth, even stacked. I don't think I even have I don't think I have the full amount of health yet. It's only 3 minutes in the game. But imagine having about 300 health on overgrowth, and if you go double scaling health, you could do that here. And then Heartsteel stacks. That's a lot more damage going on to Titanic and Riftmaker. You can see Riftmaker scales with health. It's got the secondary passive there, 47 AP we just gained from that. So it's pretty crazy. And you also got to remember, Gathering Storm is supposed to be kicking in. You know what I mean? So let's show you what that looks like. Fast forward 10 minutes. That's when it kicks in. And then it's even better at 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then so and so. The game gets later, you're just going to get stronger. So it's scaling AD, so I just realized, I just forgot about that. So the whole reason why I went Nashers is because Titanic is stronger now. Back then it didn't have enough AD, but it had enough scaling with health when you ulted. But now it has more AD, so it's overriding Riftmaker, unless I have like Nashers. For example, like sometimes I'll go Nashers with Titanic too. I used to do that a lot back then. So if I go Nashers, Gathering Storm is gonna be AP now. So I usually like Gathering Storm with AP. I usually prefer that. So I might consider this build. But if I want to team fight and sustain, I'm gonna go this route. And it's okay if it scales off AD. It's not a big deal. That's the whole point. It can go either or, AP or AD. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Since Titanic is the last item, so like let's take a look and see which one overrides. So we got Riftmaker. So the majority of the game, Riftmaker is going to be strong. So I build Iceborne, Riftmaker second, Hullbreaker, then Spirit. So most of the game, you're going to be scaling AP. So by 20 minutes, it's usually after 20 minutes. So like 25, 30 minutes, that's where I'll probably be close to full build. Depending on how fed I am or how many towers I take. Then that's where once you get Titanic, it'll convert to 80. Which is fine. It does. And by that time, anyway, having that convert to 80 is actually a good thing because when you apply this rune, the 12% increased damage with Titanic at that time, you want all that physical damage on this ult because if you read his ult, there's mostly physical damage there. You get more damage there off that. So that's what we want. Alright, so let's take a look at this rune here. So I already did bonus ultimate damage / healing / shielding 172. I don't know what I'm reading here. Okay. It went up. I didn't use E, I didn't do anything. So let's try it again. Okay. So I'm just gonna ult up and down, and then I'm gonna E the target. Or E me. Let's do that. Ult, E me during this time. It does not increase at all. It does not increase at all? Okay. So let's ult, but E the target and see what happens. I don't think that moved at all. I think I'm supposed to get the shield. Let's just stand right. Or damage the target. But the problem is if I damage the target, I won't be able to tell if I get more numbers. Okay. So that right there tells me that the healing and shielding during the ult doesn't count at all. So this is just for champions that have healing in their ult and they also deal damage. So for example, Swain would probably be really good with this. So Swain has healing during the ult. So I don't know. Let me try W.
I am the storm.
Okay, W does not work. Alright.
Let the storm.
So I'm not getting any bonus healing. So now we confirm that. But let me try to ult and see if we get additional healing from W. Or damage, I don't know.
Consume you.
Okay, it's not going up. So it only works if you damage the target with your ult. So if you think about this, if you run Lethality Bear, this could be pretty devastating. 12% increased damage. Imagine Lethality Bear. If you ran, what do you call it? That item that reduces the ultimate cooldown. Let me find it. real quick. Maybe it's this? Yeah, this right here. This right here, if you ran this on Volibear and you get your ult back sooner on top of what this gives you, oh my god. I'd be broken.
Many have tried to end me. A
Alright,
god.
so this is what I wanted it mostly for. I wanted it to give me more damage on the ult. So this is what I want more than anything. I don't care about the healing and shielding, but I imagine it's probably broken on champions like maybe Udyr. Udyr doesn't heal off his R. Um, but he can do a lot of damage. I think Swain. I think anybody who has a healing ult. I can't think of another champion right now that has a healing ult. If anybody knows, let me know. A healing ult that does damage. Swain is literally the only person I can think of right now. Yeah.
Nothing.
Anyway, let's go back to Titanic. Alright. So with Titanic, one of the things I like about Titanic is this. Press the active, look what happens. Nothing's happening. Huge Q, boom.
Unleash the Freljord.
So you can press it before you Q somebody. Or a wave, or a tower. And if you time Hullbreaker Skipper passive, and you press the active, then Q a tower with Demolish, you will one-shot a tower. Or almost damn near one-shot it. So if you imagine that with the Colossal Breaker style, with the Heartsteel, those towers are gonna go. They're just gonna disappear. So I love this combo on Volibear a lot, especially W. You can do the same thing. You can mark the target, a big ass mark.
The ground is sown in blood.
Even a rebite.
Blood.
Most importantly, that wave clear. And Titanic does damage to structures, by the way. So you read that down below. Cleave shockwaves. Cleaves does not trigger on structures, but I don't know if they changed that. So I gotta read everything here. It's not telling it like how it used to. I remember it does damage to towers. For some reason, it's not telling you here. So the shockwave does not trigger on structures, but Titanic does damage to towers. It used to tell you that, but now that I don't see it, I don't know if they removed it.
This place has been tamed.
So wait.
Untame
So if they say Cleave's shockwave does not trigger on structures, okay. So what this is saying, the shockwave, if you hit the tower with the active, it's not gonna. There's no like shockwave. Like when I walk up to this, the shockwave when I auto attack it, that part's not gonna show up on the tower. Even the active shockwave is not gonna work on the tower. But the active itself, it's going to work on the tower, if that makes sense. The damage, when you auto-attack, the damage is there on the tower, just not the shockwave. So that's good, because if that was the case, you would hit the target, and then the tower would target you, which would be a bad thing. You don't want that. Alright, let's take a look around the map here. I'm going to delete that dummy.
The creations
Alright,
of
so it looks like this
fail.
is still like a void creature.
The wild remains.
Everything looks the same. Dragon looks the same. I don't know if they plan on changing this, but everything looks void-like. This is new here. And this thing is fucking big, so we're gonna try. Yeah, this is gonna require, like, your team. This is basically like another dragon. Maybe, I don't know if it's tankier than a dragon or not. I have no idea when it spawns, so I have to learn about that. Okay. So they give me an extra 40 gold on champion takedowns. Okay, so that's what that does. And then for the next 180 seconds, the first time you would die, you instead stasis for 5.5 seconds. That's a long time. And teleport to your team spawn. You would be killer instead. Oh, your would-be killer instead earns 1 bloody petal and 100 gold. Interesting.
I will roar the world.
Then they got these things here. I'm not sure what that
So
is.
must it.
Okay, so let's read that. Harvesting blood roses to give your entire team bloody petals, granting XP and permanent adaptive force. Ooh. I kind of like that. I got 3.9 adaptive force. Oh my god. That's even more broken with Gathering Storm and the new rune here. Jesus. These roses are something else. You gotta collect those. They're everywhere. Oh my god. I got 16, 17, 14.6 adaptive force. What the fuck? That's nuts.
When the night is cruel and dark.
But you have to be careful with these because these can, like, people can set this up for bait. So they see this there, what they'll do is they'll wait for you to go up and attack it, and then they jump your ass. So this could be a good thing and a bad thing. So be careful out there.
Here are sacred tree, soil, beast, blood.
Alright, let's take a look at Baron. I think Baron's the same. Nothing new. Yep. Okay. So Baron's the same. I thought maybe it would be a new Baron or something like that.
With each step I
Alright,
take,
so I guess that's it. It's just bot lane
wind
has a new monster
gathers,
down there.
and the phrase drum grows.
Alright, what else do I want to... I wanted to test Unending Despair. It's here, obviously.
The Ursine speak for man, and the wild responds.
So we have 194 armor, 142 MR between Iceborne and Spirit. It's quite nice. We got Riftmaker and all this healing that we can do. So during the time of your ult, that number goes up. So 96. So you heal more during this time.
I taste iron on
We're scaling.
nothing but rubber.
We're scaling AP on Gathering Storm, which is good. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. This is more of a tank setup, but for example, if you go Nashers,
To destroy.
It's 48 right now. So if you look here, 259. Volibear only needs 100 or 200 AP. That's it. Like, you don't need to go crazy. Can you go more? Of course. But Volibear's different. He's not like other AP users. He's more on hit. So if you read this, you got 189 here. Okay? So that's a lot. So you got this, so you got 15% attack speed plus 50%.
Your team has
That's
destroyed a
that's more than
turret.
enough. And another thing to note is you got this. Okay, this is important when you go AP. Buy this. Let's see what this does. It goes to 309. Okay, that's 300. That's like probably the best. That's probably all you need, really, on Volibear. But yeah, remember that number. 200 is good. And when you're running this build, which is what I currently run, season 14. So yeah, if you go to tank route, you'll see the numbers. You got to understand with the tank, with on any despair, you're healing every 5 seconds, and you got your W. So 239 with with this, which is very good.
They have lost their wild.
And where's overgrowth at? So overgrowth is at 6. Remember, when you have 300 or 200 something or 300 health on this, but maybe more, that's going to scale with Riftmaker. Riftmaker's at 44 right now. So imagine all that health on this. So that's going to be more damage, more AP. So so this rune here is not going to deal more damage to towers without anybody there. So it's when somebody's there under the tower, and if you hit them, you deal more damage to the target, but you're not going to deal extra damage to the tower, which is fine. You still want that because you want to be able to remove them, get them out of their way as fast as possible, so you can end the game. Alright, here we go.
The storm.
Oh! It respawns right away. What the? Wait, I'm confused. I can't kill it, but I can kill the Nexus. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, so this one respawns. Alright. So basically what I would have to do is I would have to move over here. And then attack this. That's it. That's all I gotta do. Okay. So now I understand. So don't stand there, unless you're super tanky or whatever, and hit it. You can hit it if you want to, or if you got mashers and you know you can end like that. But you gotta remember, hullbreaker does more damage to not just towers, but the inhibitor and the Nexus. It works on those. Before it never did. So you just go over here, and it seems to still allow me to hit this. So I can't target this tower anymore. But it does respawn. You can see it's healing. It's healing. So if somebody kills me, you know, that means I'll be able to come back and do the bear special all over again. Because this one's coming back to life. So that's quite nice. I kind of like that, to be honest. I don't mind hitting another bear special. You know, especially if I can't end the game. And sometimes, some games, that happens. If I can't end the game, I'll be back. I'll be back. Imagine my videos on YouTube. I usually have like a timestamp, and I put when exactly I perform the bear special. So, season 15, you're probably going to see maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 bear specials in one video. Hell, or maybe I won't end the game. Maybe I'll just like, nah, I'm not. Maybe in a normal game or flex, or something like that with my buddies, I might troll a little bit. But in rank, I'll definitely end the game because I'm not gonna creep everybody's LP. But to be fair, these towers are spawning very slowly. So, I should be able to backdoor. So now it's back up. Okay, now it's back up. So it took a long time. Now I can do the best special again. Here we go. So it's not going to target me unless I hurt a champion. So I move over here, and then I can just hit this. Like that.
Victory.
Not bad. Not bad. I actually think this is fun. I'm going to enjoy this very much.
ARTHEO!